Des Moines Performing Arts is a cultural powerhouse here in the Metro. Whether you're a fan of Broadway shows, live music, or inspired theatrical experiences, this is the place to see those shows and where community comes together. I'm joined today by Laura Sweet, who is the Vice President and Chief of Operations, and she is going to tell us all about it. Laura, thank you so much for having us today.
We're so excited to have you with us. And as you know, we're here at the Civic Center, which of our 4 venues, this is the one that probably people think of us first and foremost for because of the Willis Broadway series. But in addition to the Willis Broadway series, we also welcome student matinee audiences. Over 40,000 kids every year come through our doors to experience the arts, probably many of them for the first time.
Well, I need to just take a minute to take this all in because I am so used to seeing this venue when it is full. It is a unique experience to be here when you can just see the space as it is today.
Absolutely. And we do have more than 400,000 people every year come through our doors to see different performances that we bring in. It's this venue, along with Coles Commons across the street, is our outdoor block. We actually have a stage tucked underneath where we're standing right now, which is the Stoner Theater, where we are the home for different community organizations like Des Moines Young Artists and Comedy Experiment and Pyramid Theater. And then in the other side of downtown near Western Gateway, we have the Temple Theater, which is above Centro. So those are our 4 venues. And this one is pretty special. So we're glad you're getting a chance to see it today. Maybe we could actually go to the stage and I'll show you the view from the stage.
That sounds great.
Okay, let's go.
Laura, this is an amazing reverse view. And I'm noticing the color variation in the seats. Is there a reason for that?
It's a great question. The architect team was wanting to be very mindful about making sure there was animation in the seats, even if they weren't all full. So we are told by visiting artists that it is just wonderful for them to feel, actually, between the color of the seats and the fact that there's no aisles or any balcony, there's just a wall of emotion that comes back and forth between the audience and the artists. It's really wonderful.
What an engaging experience, both for the performers and for the audience coming back.
Absolutely. And speaking of engagement, the great thing about what we're able to do with our mission is we invest over $1.2 million annually in our education and community engagement programs. One of the programs I think I'm most proud of is the Iowa High School Musical Theater Awards program. We reach over 100 schools from across the state in this program, and that's just one of the many things we do here. And the Civic Center is our home for all of that action. And it is kind of interesting to see the view from here. And if you'd like, I'm not sure if you're interested, but we could take you and look at what's happening at the back of the house when the artists are on the stage.
We have to take a look at that.
Well, and maybe I'll introduce you to my colleague Janet, who would be the best to tell you all about the magic that happens behind the stage.
Let's go see Janet.
Okay.
We are midway through our tour with Des Moines Performing Arts, and right now we are 4 stories over the stage, looking at some strange sandbags. I'm joined with Janet Albany. She is the Director of Production and Building Services. Janet, help me understand what is going on here.
Sure. The sandbags are part of our counterweight system. So when shows come in and they'll hang things on our line sets that have a counterweight system so they can easily be moved up and down. The sandbags you always see from cartoons and movies where they drop the sandbags and hit the bad guys on the head. And actually the sandbags serve a purpose, and it's not just for, mitigating bad guys, but anything that's hung on a batten that has a cord needs to be picked up off the ground. So they'll drop the sandbag down, wrap it around a pile of cords, pull it up off the ground so it's not in the way of the performers.
Janet, I have been in a lot of interesting places, but this has got to top the list.
Well, and we are at the top of the Civic Center. Right now we're standing on one of the catwalks that is over the audience. And this area is used to aid with adding some lighting, some rigging, anything that might be needed for the show, as well as some special effects. So if you think of the end of Mary Poppins, she's standing on the front of the stage. She pops her parasol, says something British, and flies away. And in the stage show, she flies over the audience all the way to the top, and we cut a hole in the ceiling, and it's right where we're standing right now.
Right where we're standing.
Right here, but don't worry, we're all structurally sound.
Well, I think the only thing we can say is, in the words of Mary Poppins, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Boy, running the spotlight is a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Fun to have you give it hands on. There is no rehearsal for the spotlights for the Broadway shows. They're
Really?
local crew, and they learn their skills and listen quickly for who they're picking up on stage and how big their beam is and the color, and it's a very difficult skill.
There are so many moving parts and effort that goes into this role. I am so excited we got to see this today because folks would have no idea what to expect from this. Laura, what should folks know in order to plan a great visit?
Well, I really do think that visiting dmpa.org is a great place to start. You can look for all kinds of information about what shows we have coming up in all 4 stages, and also a little bit more about what we have to offer guests as they come to one of our venues.
I have so loved the tour today. Thank you so much for having us.
It was our pleasure, and certainly please feel free to come back again.
I think we absolutely need to.
There's more to see.
Make sure to plan your visit. Make sure you visit dmpa.org.